So what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back again with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I am. Just woke up from a nap where I helped win us the Champions League final, so feeling good on top of the world. But on a real note, today I am here to kind of go over something that I guess is a hidden assumption here on the channel, but it may not necessarily be something that is that easy, and that is how I go ahead and calculate efficiency. So with a new series that I'm going to continue in simply 1 through 99 skills, a lot of what I do is go through each and every method and find out which ones are the best for the average player and if it's worth your time considering how much it's going to cost you. In doing these videos, I assume that people understand the calculation. However, when reading the comments, oftentimes I realize that that may not necessarily be the case, and so hopefully today I can make that as clear as possible for all of you. So for those of you that may be on the edge about whether or not you should care about efficiency, what I will say is while you should enjoy most aspects of the game that you're playing, oftentimes I find myself enjoying a lot more money-making type aspects to the game rather than skilling, so I think the extra 5 to 10 minutes in actually figuring out some of this info is well worth the hours upon hours that you could save yourself just by doing the simple math. So to get rolling in this game, I think that there's really two forms of currency that you should value, and that is the first one being in-game currency in the form of coins, and the second one being time, IRL time. It's a pretty existential thing here, but really whenever you have to go and gain GP in the game, that typically requires real-life time, so that is going to be a thing of value for us. Ultimately, time is valuable because you can make gold, and gold is valuable because you can save time with it. So many times while doing an expensive form of a skill may cost more and may seem like more of a hit to the bank, the time saved may actually end up being worth it if you can make more money than you lose in the time saved. So hopefully that makes sense. And even if not, you'll understand by the end. So in my most recent video, simply 1 through 99 construction, there's a prime example of this, and it's the most easily and readily available form of this comparison, so it is one that I will make in this video. Construction, basically, you are kind of put at a crossroad as to whether or not you should train construction through oak dungeon doors, which is a slower yet cheaper method, compared to mahogany tables, which is a much faster, much more expensive method, and it will save you a ton of time on your road to 99 construction. Now, the things you're going to need to know is the XP per hour of a skill and how much GP per hour you have to spend to do a certain type of skill. The XP per hour is pretty easy to find. Just test on your own and see how much XP per hour you can get with both methods, or look them up online and see what other people tend to get with those methods. Then if you're trying to see how much this will cost you per hour, just divide the total XP per hour divided by the XP per action of a skill, and then multiply all of that times the GP spent per action, and that will give you the GP per hour spent. So looking at construction in particular, we will assume that just for this video, you can do both of these methods from 1 to 99. That's not the case, but it'll make the comparison a lot easier. So for oak dungeon doors, we know that those come in at about 470k per hour, while mahogany tables come in closer to 850k. Now, if you're able to make both of these from level 1, that means the course to 99 with mahogany tables, the more expensive method, is only going to take you 15.3 hours, while the oak dungeon doors are going to take you 27.6 hours to get 99 with that method. Obviously, the difference here is pretty significant at a total of 12.3 hours. So now that we know the GP per hour for each method and the total hours spent doing each of them, we can find that the total cost for mahogany tables is 196 mil.6, while oak dungeon doors is 115.3 mil. So obviously a pretty significant difference there, and that's actually what you're going to have to find. And the total difference when you subtract the cost for mahogany from the cost of oak dungeon doors comes to a total of 81.3 mil. Now that we know the GP difference and the total hour difference, you're going to want to divide the GP difference by the total hour difference, and that comes out to 6.6 mil. What this number is telling you is that if you can make more than 6.6 mil in a given hour of money making, that it's going to be more worth it for you to go ahead and do mahogany tables, because in the time saved, if you did a method that theoretically was making you, let's say 10 mil per hour, if you're saving yourself 12.3 hours overall and you're making 10 mil an hour in your money making, that means you can make 123 mil. And as we know, the total difference in cost is only 81.26, so that means that it's more beneficial for you to take the faster method. If that is not the case and you can't make more than 6.6 mil an hour, then it is going to be worth it for you to do the cheaper way, because you won't be able to recoup how much money you're actually losing in the time that you're saving. For example, if you could only make 3 mil an hour doing something like Zulrah, for instance, that means that in the 12.3 hours saved, you're going to come in close to 37 mil GP gained, and that's nowhere near the 81.3 barrier that you have to hit to be able to recoup the money lost. So I think that personally this is just a very powerful formula, and if you're able to understand it, it's something that you can apply to almost any aspect in game as long as you're going to be doing something enough to actually care. Some parts of the game just don't take up that much of your time, so it's not going to be worth it for you to go and calculate everything efficiently. But if you have to do a big grind like 99 or maybe getting 80 or 90 in a certain skill, I think it's definitely worth checking out just to see what the alternatives are and what's going to be best for you. So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is something that maybe some of you already knew, and if you made it this far, I'm glad that you just enjoyed my voice and hearing me talk. It is an idea and a concept that I think is going to be pretty prevalent on the channel going forward, and I just really would like to make this video as a reference point for all of those that may have questions as to how I go about figuring this stuff out. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. If there's anything you want to tell me, make sure to comment it down below in the comments. And finally, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. But with that said, hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and peace.